Hello, my sweet giraffes. This is Miss Carol. Welcome to my pretend zoo. I've gotten all my zoo animals out and I've put them in groups just like they are at the zoo. So back over here with the turtles and the lizards, I have my reptiles. And then up front here with the armadillo and the anteater and the kangaroo are my mammals. Back here I have big cats. And up here with the monkeys, these are called the primates when you go to the zoo. And over here are the big African animals with the elephant and the rhino and the zebra. And there's our namesake, the giraffes. And back here we have the birds. So when you go to a zoo, if you remember walking around at the Houston Zoo, they had all these animals kind of put together. They weren't all in the same cages, but they were in the same area. Now we're talking about zookeepers right now, which is what I wanted to tell you. So what do you think a zookeeper does? Well, I think a zookeeper is responsible for feeding the animals. The animals have to eat just like you and I do. And sometimes they're big eaters and sometimes they're not so big eaters, but that is the responsibility of the zookeeper to make sure that the animals get the right food, the right diet, the right vitamins and minerals that your mom and dad try to give you when they select the foods for you to eat. Another thing that the zookeeper does is they have to keep the animals clean and their cages clean so they don't get sick, because that's very important. They do not want their animals to be sick. So that's a big responsibility, especially some of those cages are really big and they have to go in there and make sure that they keep them clean and neat. They also have to give the animals plenty of water. They have to give the animals plenty of space to make sure that they are getting the right kind of exercise. Just like when we go outside and run and play and jump, we know that our bodies are doing good when we're able to jump and run and our hearts are working and we're getting exercise. The animals, it's the same way. The animals need to exercise and get enough physical activity in to be healthy. Also, zookeepers, they talk a lot to the public when people come to their zoo. A lot of times they give lessons or they give talks about animals, and they share with the public the knowledge that they have about all the animals that they take care of at the zoo. What else do you think the zookeeper does? Well, when these animals have babies, they have to monitor the birth of their babies and keep the babies safe and make sure that they thrive in the zoo setting. So that's a big responsibility. You know, they don't want the babies to be hurt, and sometimes they keep babies in the nursery and separated from the rest of the animals until they're big enough to be out. They bathe the animals, not just keeping their pens and their cages clean, but they have to keep the animals themselves clean. They keep records, just like if you go to a doctor, he pulls out a file on you and he knows exactly what vaccinations you've had, how tall you are, how much you weigh. A zookeeper has to do that with all their animals. They have to keep a record to show how their animals have grown and fared over the years. So a zookeeper has a really big responsibility to the city in which their zoo is. So our Houston Zoo is fantastic. I know y'all have all been there. And so if you were to meet the zookeeper at the Houston Zoo, I wonder what questions you would ask him. I think I might say, what is your favorite animal and why? I wonder what he would say. So anyway, I'm going to end now and go ahead and send this video out to y'all, but then we're going to come back and talk about the diet, the food that these animals eat, and how the zoo prepares and finds the foods to give the animals, and how they keep them interested. They play games with them. So that'll be fun to talk about. All right, giraffes, I'll see you in a minute. Bye.